did liberation struggle heroes fight for this? The 12th of August 2025, Zimbabwe is commemorating Heroes Day and Defense Forces Day, which fall every second Monday and Tuesday of August, respectively, to honor those who sacrificed their lives for the country's freedom from colonial rule. From 1890 to 1980, Zimbabwe was under British colonial domination. In the 1960s, thousands of guerrilla fighters and civilians took up arms, fighting through the 1970s until independence was achieved in 1980. Many died in the liberation struggle, while others were permanently injured or traumatized. Almost every family contributed to the cause in some way, enduring loss and hardship. These sacrifices were made in the name of independence, democracy and fundamental rights, freedom of expression, association, assembly, and the right to vote among them. The Zimbabwean Constitution's preamble acknowledges the country's history of resistance, its fight against colonialism and oppression, and its commitment to democracy, rule of law, human rights, and equality. It honors the brave men and women who sacrificed their lives during the Chimurenga/Umbukela and national liberation struggles. But over the past 4 decades, under ZANU-PF rule, the country has drifted far from those ideals. Critics say Zimbabwe has become an Orwellian dystopia, plagued by economic collapse, authoritarianism, poor governance, and deep social decay. This raises uncomfortable questions. Is this what the liberation struggle was for? Is the Zimbabwe of today worth the blood that was shed? The fight for independence was vital for self-determination and redressing historical injustices. Yet ZANU-PF's governance has left the country in political and economic ruins. Unemployment is rampant, public services are collapsing, infrastructure is crumbling, and millions have fled the country. Poverty and desperation dominate daily life, outcomes that no freedom fighter envisaged. ZANU-PF defends its record, pointing to expanded education and land reform as major achievements. While the land redistribution program was meant to correct colonial-era inequities, it was often implemented in ways that benefited the ruling elite, breeding corruption, patronage, and instability. Human rights abuses, from Gukurahundi massacres to arbitrary arrests and suppression of dissent, have scarred the nation further. For many, whatever positives ZANU-PF achieved are now overshadowed by its governance failures. The vision of leaders like Joshua Nkomo, Herbert Chitpo, Josiah Tongagara, Alfred Nikita Mangina, and countless unnamed fighters has been betrayed by the reality of today's Zimbabwe, a land of destitution, hunger, and lost hope. Analysts argue that the struggle's sacrifice will only be worth it if the country learns from its past, confronts its failures, and rebuilds into a fair, prosperous, and democratic nation for all, not just a safe haven for corrupt politicians and their allies.